Well, I guess if you're going to receive a text message to be told that you're not driving the car anymore, I guess it's fine to sit here and just, well, news breaks on a damn fat guy's YouTube channel that caused it all to happen. So the pairing between the Trone Outdoor 39 and Callum Williamson has come to an end in 2024, just after a month's time of the pairing meeting each other and getting onto the racetrack and attempting to gel in one of the toughest regional competitive areas of the United States, if not world, when it comes to sprint car racing. I feel extremely bad that a dream for a person who has worked as hard as Callum has in his life, financially, personally, not only just in, getting his business going up to even be a race car driver and being the success level he is, but also the health issues that he's had to battle back from and the success that he experienced over in Perth. I feel extremely bad that a dream technically became a nightmare for this individual, Callum. It sucks. I don't think that the talent level is as off as it was showing there. I think perfect pairings are hard to find. A lot of people sometimes don't work together, don't gel. It looked like Callum and the entire situation, there was a lot of frustration. I could only, and some people may say, well, I should feel embarrassed because, I partially stamped this deal to happen and it fell through. And there's a hint of embarrassment, but when you're Callum Williamson and you're used to whooping Brad Sweet's ass, and you're on this grand stage that Australia puts these sprint cars on, and you're doing the things that you're doing over there, and you come over here and you're a joke on the racetrack. People are making fun of you. You're trying to drive it, figure it out. This is happening. That is happening. Things are being frustratingly hard. It's got to feel pretty embarrassing to be that driver as well. And sometimes, and I'm not saying that the 39, the Trone team, is to blame. Pairings just sometimes don't work, guys. Pairings just sometimes don't work. I mean, how many teams and different things? I mean, even time frames can be different. Look at Bill Balog last year with the All-Stars versus this year with the Outlaws. Almost like two different drivers as far as speed. So it's like, was it unfair to potentially throw Callum into the PA racing scene? I don't think so. I think with the right situation or a better fitting situation for Callum in PA, that results in things may have been different. I mean, he did do some pretty impressive things to start. Maybe once there was an instant success, changes are wanted here, changes are wanted there, and it's just trying to catch up and be the best right out of the gate. And I don't know. I mean, I remember I tried to speak up about, maybe letting Balls do some stuff, trying to just get that combination over there working well with the 39 car. But this is a performance-based sport. People want to perform. They want to win. I'm sure there was a certain amount of frustration on both sides of the fence. And like I was saying, when this pairing first became about, remember talking to Daniel, don't want to name drop, sorry. Remember talking to some very important people who doubted the success, but I had some faith, and sometimes faith can only get you so far. Faith got us here. Faith got him into the car. Faith got this car going around the racetrack, but the substance of the situation was not a success. And from my understanding, this pairing has split for 2024. I'm not sure what's happening going forward. I'd hope that this is not the last and only opportunity for Callum Williamson. If you would have took him and maybe put him in the Huset area or Knoxville area, he ran extremely well at Selins Grove right out of the gate, performed very well. One of those flat-footer style tracks, really just rip-it style tracks. And then, if you was to potentially throw him at a track like Huset's, which is somewhat of a baby Perth, maybe somebody like him would be suited a little bit easier for the Midwest instead of these very technical, Williams Grove's extremely technical, flat, slick tracks that you have to have some knowledge on, or it's going to take a few months to get up to speed. And he was doing well against some people at those tracks. Let's not say that it was just 100% failure. There was a lot of failure, but there was speed shown. There was ability shown. But there's also pressure. There's also decisions. There's also choices.
I don't think it went well.
Was it a Callum Trone situation?
Why would you get? What I did see that on your thing when I clicked on to look, like to see that you were live. Did that go bad just of running set? You got to give that boy time. This is not the same dirt as down there.
Right.
Like, you're not, I mean, don't get me wrong. You got some good drivers down there. You were just there. I can only see from afar. Would you consider that a PA level, or do you consider down there bigger?
I think the tracks over there, if you're a master of those style of tracks, the PA tracks were definitely harder to get a handle of. Because, I mean, Williams Grove is extremely technical.
Yeah, because Williams Grove, don't get me wrong, it's a big track, but you have to race it like a short track. Those turns, there's no bank. I mean, there's banking, but it's nothing like some of these tracks out there. You have to run a half mile like you're running a short track.
Right, and Lincoln.
When those guys go, you've been up there. If you go into 3 and 1, you're slamming on the brakes. Like, you're on that thing.
Right, and at Perth, there was not a lot of use of the brakes at Perth with the cushion on the wall.
But there's no really tracks like that in PA.
No, exactly.
I wish they would have kept him for Knoxville. Right, which was the plan. Knoxville, I think, would fit. It would fit. That would fit him probably.
Right. I mean, he ran 6th at Selinsgrove right out of the gate, pretty much.
And that would be, that would make sense too.
Yeah, on the throttle tracks. I think
in my eyes, don't get me wrong, that 39 car hasn't been the greatest thing in the world since Doug Esch in my eyes.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, it's had its good runs, but it hasn't been like, I remember growing up watching, Doug Esch drive that car, and that thing be top 5 almost every night. I don't think the car's the same.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, the guys might be getting older, they might be falling behind on the rest of stuff. You can tell, like, some teams, they do start sliding over the years. Does it suck? Yeah. Because, these are the cars I grew up with. There's a lot of cars up home or up there in PA that they are not there anymore. That were the good cars. And that one was one of them. Now it's a mid-pack car, even when you put someone decent in it.
Like, I think you could take a driver like Callum to, like, Huset's and really do damage almost initially. Brandon Eikenberry, I just sent him a message. I don't know what their driver situation is like, but I do think that would fit. Of course, that was the car that Lockley McHugh was originally supposed to drive, but McHugh backed out. So, well, it looks like some people are saying Persley's in that 25 here going out, so.
I thought he'd be still running like USAC stuff.
Yeah, he still has non-wing commitments I'm looking at, so.
I could see that, and then I would love to see, is there any open weekly area that he can go run a 410 at Knoxville?
Yeah, I don't think there is, but the Huset's Knoxville areas probably would have been really nice.
Yeah, I think him running Knoxville against those boys every night to get ready to run Knoxville all the time, because don't get me wrong, he's really good at Perth. He runs it all the time. You got Brad that came down there, and Rico came down there, and he ran them like crazy because he knows it. It doesn't matter how we all know dirt changes, but he is in that situation that he knows all the different ways it changes. Somewhere like Knoxville, you sit down there and you run this track over and over and over again to get ready for the big race. I don't see a reason why he can't easily make a B. Why not make the back of the A? Or maybe lock in on points or something.